Hey everyone, have you ever wondered why the first few minutes of your day feel so incredibly crucial? It turns out those initial moments right after your alarm goes off aren't just about groggily shaking off sleep. They actually dictate the entire trajectory of your life, one single morning at a time. So today, in this explainer, we're diving into a really powerful framework. We're going to look at how you can practically program your mind for success using just 5 simple lines.
We all know someone who just seems to have it all perfectly put together, right? You know the type. Consistently successful, radiating confidence, always leveling up in their career and personal life. So what's their actual secret? Because honestly, it's super easy to look at them and just assume they have better circumstances or the right connections, or maybe they just got lucky.
Well, spoiler alert, it's absolutely not luck, and it's definitely not chance. Their real secret is that they've mastered the art of self-talk. Highly successful folks, they don't just sit around waiting for someone else to cheer them on or validate their goals. They take charge. They actively guide their own thoughts. They motivate themselves, and they literally become their own strongest support system. They write their own script every single morning.
Now, I can already hear some of you saying, okay, but I am not a morning person. I wake up groggy and completely overwhelmed. But honestly, that's exactly why this routine is such a game changer. There's this window right after you wake up called morning impressionability. During these first few minutes, your mind is remarkably open, like a blank canvas. If you let random stressed out thoughts take over, you're essentially handing over control. But if you intentionally speak to yourself in this window, it's like writing the opening lines of your day's story. You're grabbing the pen back.
Think of your brain like a garden. Every single thought you have and every word you say to yourself, it's a seed. If you just leave it unattended, random seeds of negativity, doubt, fear, those mental weeds, they're naturally going to take over. But when you get intentional, you plant seeds of growth instead. Confidence, success, resilience. The thing is, whether you pay attention to it or not, that garden is going to grow. The only real question is, what are you choosing to plant?
All right, let's get into how we actually do this. Phase 1 is all about mindset. This is where we focus on planting positivity and gratitude right out of the gate. So here is line number 1 to tell yourself every morning. Today, I choose to be positive. I really want to highlight that word choose. Positivity isn't just something that magically happens to you. It's not a reaction to having the perfect stress-free commute. It is an active, deliberate decision you have to make every single day. By saying this, you're telling your brain, hey, no matter what happens today, I am in the driver's seat.
And here's why this is so crucial. It physically shifts your brain's filtering system. Think about it. Most bad days start with a negative mindset, right? You wake up expecting things to go wrong, so your brain actively hunts for proof. And trust me, it's going to find it. But when you actively choose positivity, you force a shift. Suddenly, you start noticing opportunities instead of just staring at obstacles. You see solutions instead of problems. Your whole energy changes, and you'll find people actually start responding to you differently.
Okay, moving on to line number 2. I am grateful for all that I have. Gratitude is without a doubt one of the most powerful mental forces you can tap into. By starting your day with this declaration, you instantly pull your focus away from whatever you feel is missing in your life, and you shine a spotlight on what's already there. It creates this massive sense of abundance and gets your momentum going right away. Now, a quick caveat here, because we need to define what true gratitude actually is. It is not toxic positivity. We're not pretending everything is flawless. Instead, it's recognizing that even right smack in the middle of a struggle or a really messy situation, there is value. There's opportunity and meaning worth appreciating. It trains your brain to spot those small blessings, which builds some serious emotional resilience over time. So, with our baseline mindset locked in, let's look at phase 2, internal strength. Time to cultivate belief and resilience. This brings us to line number 3. I am capable of achieving great things. Look, this line is your ultimate weapon against self-doubt. Every single one of us has that quiet, annoying little voice in our head saying we aren't smart enough or we aren't ready yet. And if you listen to it, well, it becomes your reality. But by actively affirming your capability every morning, you basically hit the mute button on that doubt and remind yourself of what you can actually pull off.
Think about this for a second. Literally every major accomplishment in human history started as a simple belief. Someone, somewhere, had to believe a crazy goal was possible before they ever took the first step. Without belief, action never even starts. You've got unique strengths and experiences that the world absolutely needs, but they only matter if you actually believe in them yourself. that prepares us for line number 4. I embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Let's be real here. Life is going to test you. Challenges are 100% unavoidable. But how you view those challenges, that completely dictates how they impact you. This line is all about pre-programming your brain to handle the rough patches with grace. We like to call this the challenge shift. If you look at difficulties as just obstacles, they're going to stop you dead in your tracks. But if you view them as opportunities, they build you. Growth literally does not happen inside your comfort zone. When you embrace the hard stuff, you strip away the fear of failing. Failure just becomes feedback, and those roadblocks suddenly turn into stepping stones.
All right, we are at the climax of the framework now. Phase 3, execution. This is the harvest of action. Which means it's time for our 5th and final line. I take action towards my goals every day. Because let me hit you with some harsh truth. Positive thinking alone, it's not enough. Just believing in yourself, still not enough. Action is literally the only thing that creates tangible results in the real world. If you aren't actually taking steps forward, those first 4 lines are kind of useless. Now you might be thinking, yeah, but I just don't feel motivated every single day. Hey, me neither. But that is exactly why discipline matters so much more than motivation. Your progress doesn't have to be massive every day, but it absolutely has to be consistent. Small, daily actions repeated over time create this incredible snowball effect. That momentum builds unstoppable confidence because you're showing up even when you don't feel like it. No excuses. So let's take a quick mental snapshot of your new morning toolkit. Here are your 5 daily declarations. Choose positivity. Practice gratitude. Affirm your capability. Embrace challenges. Take action. Remember, these aren't just cute phrases to stick on your mirror. They are commitments. They are profound decisions you're making every morning about the exact type of person you are becoming.
And that brings us to the big takeaway of this entire explainer. Success isn't just a resume or a list of milestones you cross off. At its core, it's about who you become in the process. And who you become is directly shaped by the words you consistently tell yourself when no one else is in the room. Your future isn't decided by random chance. You're sculpting it yourself with your own internal dialogue.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. Tomorrow morning, for those first few minutes, your mind is going to be wide open. The soil is completely ready. The power is entirely in your hands. What seeds are you going to plant? I highly encourage you to test out these 5 lines tomorrow and just watch how your day transforms. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.